Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the DCUO SourceCast. I'm, of course, Trex, and alongside me, the Pirate of the Caribbean himself, Super Patriot.
Is this on?
Sorry.
Is this on?
Sorry, I had to do... Well, the stream didn't hear it. Now the stream heard it. My apologies.
What's going on, everybody? How done?
Sorry, I had to hit my microphone just to make sure it was running. And he heard it, and he started laughing. That's where the laughter came in. Thank you for that. I just didn't see a bar moving on my screen. That's all. That's all. I just didn't see it. Thank you for now embarrassing me on my show.
Sir, like 70 episodes now. You don't realize that's my sole purpose here?
That is. That it is. Thank you all so much for joining us. And no, my dryer is not running. The washer's going, though. So we might see a washer nerf pretty soon. But we're going to get into that in a little bit later. So, God,
Trex
that
is
was...
streaming from his laundromat
Yeah.
in the Coin Laundry.
I'm going to start raiding them laundromats now. It's a good omen. You raiding McDonald's? Psh, try a laundromat, bro. Nah, get on my level. So Soups, how's your week?
It's good. It's good. I picked up a few new games earlier this week. You know that. Still have yet to throw two of them in because the other one just sucked me in like like a water spout in the middle of the ocean. which this game has those in them. I've been playing a lot of AC4, everybody.
Very cool.
About ready to break into the top 1,000 playing the game as the most feared pirate on that game right now.
If that's an achievement,
I'm just
awesome.
sinking ships all over the place, man.
Very cool.
What about
very
you?
cool.
How's your week been?
Week's been good.
Yeah.
Especially for Halloween. That was, of course, last night. Didn't really do anything big. Went out to dinner with Stevie B and his family. We also went trick-or-treating. He was Tony Stark wearing the Iron Man mask, and I was Iron Patriot wearing my mask. And all we really did was follow his wife and his little girl, and just, we were security. That's all we really were. Just rocking security. But the week's been good. I've been doing a couple of long live streams this entire week, which has been fantastic in my opinion.
Yeah.
But anything productive-wise, there was nothing. Nothing at all. But that's okay. That's okay. But I didn't get any new games. I wish I did. The new WWE game came out that I really want to get, but I can't get it right now because I'm broke. I'm poor.
Yeah, my production has gone down. I've been recording a lot of AC4, and I'm planning on putting some videos out for it. But my playtime or my video editing time would cut into my playtime. So yeah.
Yeah, that's us. That is the gamer life. We have gamer ADD, and if you don't have gamer ADD, you're not gaming right. Put that on a t-shirt. If you don't have gamer ADD, you're not gaming right.
I don't know how to. And Brittany, she's gotten ahead of me on the game because we'll sit here and we'll talk about stuff.
Of course she is.
On Skype and everything. But however, all right, she's further ahead mission-wise, story-wise, as I am, though. But my ship is badass. And I've taken down 2 white whales. So
Shouldn't there only be really one white whale?
no, there's been at least 2.
Wow, jeez. But all right, outside of... And Brittany comes in chat busting her balls.
Brittany, that means you don't know how to find the wood and the metal you need to upgrade your ship. Even after I told you.
And Google told her, too. Most likely, I really don't know. But all right, let's go ahead and go straight into... some FNL. Some Friday Night Legends recap, huh? So, tonight they had Legion... I knew I was going to mess up this. Legion Legends. It's such a tongue twister.
I mean, yeah.
It's such a tongue twister, but those guys are great. It was really awesome to see them. They were doing the PvE challenge for Nexus of Reality, going up against Tomorrow's Hope that had the previous challenge. How'd you think that Legion's Legend did?
Obviously, they did very well. I mean, they finished off at, I think, level 89 was the last level they finished out at. So they did pretty good, getting themselves which I believe they are the leaders now. So
according to that little chart, I believe they are. Which go Larry Liberty for creating that little sucker. It looked more polished too. Definitely had a little color to it. Looked pretty.
Yeah.
Smack. I'm not really sure what they got for. Do you know? Did they say what they got as a prize for it? I'm not really sure.
I think they're doing kind of like a tournament type thing. I'm not sure. Apparently, I think they got a lot of SOE live signs.
Yeah. Oh my God.
From that one guy's lair. Nothing but SOE live signs all over the walls.
I mean, no couches, no windows, no chairs, nothing but signs. So he goes in there, sleeps on the floor, and just nothing but just in your face. There's nothing but neon lights. That could be blinding, definitely. But I'm not really sure what they got. You could probably hit them up on the forums, in the Friday Night Legends thread. You could probably hit them up on there and just like, hey, what'd you get? You might want to share? Can I get one? I mean, I got my SOE Live sign and at least one each of my bases. What? There's food.
I've got, I think one in I got one in each of my 4 bases too. I don't think I've put any on my alt spaces yet though.
I put one in my alts. The alts deserved them because even though Black Ember went into SOE Live, he's helping everybody else out. Everybody else. But it was a really good, solid FNL. I'm really liking. I know they have been doing a lot of the PvP challenges. Of course, the PvP League versus League, Legion versus Legion. This twist to the PvE challenge, I'm really, really enjoying, and I can't wait to see who the next group that goes for the PvE challenge does, and I hope that they are able to just take it up a notch. Boom. Or is it bam? It's bam! Bam, bam.
Sure.
Speaking of more Friday Night Legends, we got the FNL Tour starting next week. Going over to the PlayStation 3, I'm going to hand it over to Super Patriot to talk a little bit about the Olympus Games.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you guys were watching FNL, I mean, you guys, the main post is on the main thread is on the official forums there. You go to that thread there for the Legends Tour. And if you plan to do PS3, you can sign up for it. We have currently, we started off with 16 and all that. We have like 26 teams signed up right now. However, if you guys watched FNL, you would have heard Mep say that we're bumping it up to 32. So keep signing up. All right, so we hit that 32 mark there. And really make this, a nice big event for everybody.
Yeah, let's go ahead and throw that link up in the chat, if you can. I don't have the link on me.
Site? Yeah. I'm working on it. I had dual monitors. My mouse cursor got lost.
I don't know where it is. Where'd it go? It disappeared.
All right, here we go. And all right, there's that right there for you guys. But as you can see here, we've got 26 participants right now. The top 4 seeds are reserved they're going to place certain people up there. I'm not sure who or how they're going to just determine that. But I mean, I'm seeing a couple of familiar names here, but I'm seeing a lot of new names, and I'm really excited about that because I want to see exactly what all these guys have to bring and how they're going to stand up against some of these regulars that I know.
It's always
So,
good to see new faces.
oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. The bracket's already been set. Um, like for 16 teams on it. We're going to be bumping it up to 32 and all that if we get enough signups. So hopefully we will get those signups and we'll actually be able to field 32 players or 32 teams. Be awesome.
Excellent, excellent. Really, I'm really
It's going
happy.
to be awesome.
How many teams were there for, just say, the 2v2 in the Olympus Games too?
We had 21 teams sign up for Olympus Games 2 for the 2v2.
Very cool. And when does the sign up for this 2v2 Legends end? Is it going to be just that Thursday? Soups, you there? Oh no, I think I lost Super Patriot. Oh no. Oh crap, I actually think I did. Let me see if I can get that fixed. Oh, that's not good. Especially for my recording. Alright, there you go. Alright, I think I got you back.
Did you get me back?
Yeah, I got you back.
Yes? All right, there you are.
Yes. Yes, I got you back. Okay.
All right. Registration ends November 7th. What time he does not specify.
Doesn't specify. Good. Okay. All right. So, and of course, on November 8th, we have the Olympus Games 2v2 Legends Tournament for the FNL Tour. And then on November 22nd, we have Daddios over here on the USPC for the FNL Tour, the PC Legends Tournament. And for that information, I actually have that. I have that link. I got that. I'll actually post that right now for you guys. You can head over to DCUOCEC.webs.com. And to sign up for that, you're just going to go over to challenge.com/DCUOLL01/participants. Well, yeah, there you go. And he has 26 teams as well, and they've bumped it up to 32, so be sure everyone needs to be going in there and getting their fun on. That's what everyone needs to be doing, to get their fun on. Now, of course, I'm not going to be participating because I have a very rough day on that Friday for the PC. But I will be cheering everybody on because that is what I do. I cheer people on. I am, in fact, a cheerleader.
Yes. Definitely not a Legends player.
I am not. So I had someone actually ask me if I could be their partner for Legends just as practice, because it was Grid's buddy, the Camel, asked me if I could be his Legends partner. I'm like, you don't want that. You just don't. I'm not that guy. I'll be there blocking, and of course I get block broken all the time, every time probably. But there you go, FNL Tour next Friday. Just keep signing up. 7 more teams are able to sign up for the USPS3 for next week, and then 7 more for November 22nd for the US PC side. EU guys, come on! I want to see some EU tournaments popping up here. I believe in y'all. I believe. So. Alright, so let's move away from that.
Obviously, for the EU guys, if you guys want to put something together, you guys want something like this. You gotta show them that this is something that you want, and the only way you're gonna be able to do that is by putting your own together, and doing them consistently, professionally, with low drama. That's the only way you're gonna be able to get them over there on the EU side.
I feel the EU doesn't have as much drama as the US.
Ha! Maybe not on the PC. I think you forget who's on the EU PS3 there, sir.
I can't. I can't. Yeah, I can't. I can't speak for the PS3. PC Master Race, what's up? So
There we go. That PC elitist bullshit.
yes, it is. That is right. So let's go ahead and go into some little bit discussion here for some forum, a little bit from news. We have found out that DCUO will be a launch title on
Yes.
the 15th.
Yes.
I know you're all excited about that, especially
I'm
everybody.
extremely excited by that. I'm extremely excited by that.
There were 3 posts on the forums. 3 posts talking about the DCUO PS4 launch day. And there were 2 of them.
Did you get on 2 of them and yell at people for double posting?
I got onto the 3rd one. The other 2 were already heavy in pages into itself. So those 2, I felt like, you know what? I can't really get mad at either of these 2. They've already have some pretty thick following here. But that 3rd one, though, and I came on Skype and told people, it's like, I told my friends, like, hey, I'm telling you right now, there's going to be a 3rd post within an hour. And sure enough, there was a 3rd. And, and of course, I went there. It's like, you know, there's 2 other posts there. Go talk to them. Go type in either one. It's going to be the same thing. There were like multiple people talking about the post. It's like it's going to be on launch day. It's not going to be on launch day. Oh, well, Game Informer said it wasn't going to be on launch day. This site is going to be. Holy crap, my mind was going, just destroying itself over the inconsistencies that the news, that these gaming news sites are getting wrong. Game Informer already got one thing wrong, and that was talked about last week.
Yeah.
And that was the whole play. Oh, go ahead. Good.
With everybody coming at me asking me, yo, man, what's up with this article? It's not going to be ready for the launch day. And I was like, who wrote that article? And they're like, oh, it's some, I heard it from this guy. He said he got it from this,
What was it? Hold Square or something?
This site. Yeah, Hold Square. It was Hold Square, and then Game Informer, and I think GameSpot even. All of them had it wrong. And I'm sitting here just like, they're like, man, that sucks, man. I can't believe it. Why didn't they get it out? Couldn't they get it out for the 15th, man? They should have gotten it out for the 15th. That's going to fucking hurt the game. That's bullshit. Blah, 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 blah. Everybody, all this bitching and everything. And I was like, wait. Who did you hear this from? And they'd say, oh, this site, this person who saw it on this site, that site, and blah, 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 blah. I was like, did DCUO announce it? And they're like, well, no, they haven't said anything yet. They're not talking about it at all. And I'm like, then it's not true yet. Plain and simple. Remember Fight for the Light?
Yep. That was fun. That was fun.
Good job, GameStop.
I mean, Game Informer got one thing wrong with the PlayStation Plus thing, and they should have went a little bit more in depth, because yes, you do need a PlayStation Plus membership to play games online. But there should have been the but. You don't need PlayStation Plus for PlanetSide 2 or DCUO. Those are still strictly free to play, and that's exactly how Sony wanted it. And then, of course, came the whole release date thing. And I even had to, one of the posts I had to put into those threads was, guys, there is always a section in each of these little things, and especially ones that people should have pay attention to, is the fact that it said that release launch dates are subject to change. If DCO might have said that it was not coming out on launch day, it was going to be in a launch window, that was always subject to change. Always. So that's how I took it, and if it was going to come out on the 15th, great. If it wasn't, it's going to be okay. It wasn't the end of the world. But of course, Smed, the president of SOE, came in there and said on an interview saying that it was going to be, and there was no confirmation from the devs. Well, I'm sure there's probably some mismatched communication there. So even though Smed said it, I would have waited for a dev. And sure enough, we waited for a dev, and boom, Mep's come in saying that's going to be on launch day. So congratulations to all the PlayStation 4 players. I know it's going to be on launch day for the PC, and I can't wait. It's going to be amazing. My little jab. I don't think it worked.
Well, the update's coming before the launch, so
Which was really cool to hear.
yeah.
Which was
I don't
really
know
cool.
what you're trying to rub in there, Trex. I mean, yeah, PC always has it easier. PC
We
always
don't
has it easier.
always. We don't always
Okay.
have it easier.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't have. That's right. I forgot. You guys don't have any issues with rendering.
Depends on the computer.
You guys don't have any. Yeah, here it goes. Here it goes. Here it goes. You guys don't get like 75% station cache sales every 2 weeks.
It's not every 2 weeks.
Anything yet? Dude, I'm exaggerating, but
Yeah.
not that much. Okay.
So, I'm pretty happy that we're going to have the PlayStation 4. It's going to be on the launch date. Really happy. The Planetsite 2, though, was sad. It's not even going to be a launch date. It's going to be a launch window back up in 2014. Kind of sad about that. But, I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, that game is super pretty. Super pretty. But can't wait for that. So, have you found anything on the forums? Because I didn't find anything. I think this week was really chill when it comes to forums.
Yeah. Well, that's probably debatable, depending on what you were looking at on the forums. But no, I don't have anything for the forums simply because I've grown a little weary of the forums lately.
Oh, so all of a sudden I'm on the forums now, and then you just back off.
It comes a point in time, sir, when you just have to sit there to look, shake your head, and just walk away.
I'm not gonna lie, I have done that, and I did that today because I was gonna reply to a thread, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want any part of it. I'm just gonna walk away.
I have sat here before, and I have typed up a literal, just concise, authoritative, while still being reasonable and complete logic brain buster that would blow anybody's stupidity out of the water. Typed that thing up before, and I sat there looking at that post reply button. I'm like, you know what? He's not worth it. And I just exit out. I'm like, I'm done. No, because I'll just end up coming back when he says something stupid again, and it's just a vicious cycle.
Aaron Arrow comes into the chat with DCO has changed the logo. And they have. The new logo is on the test servers when you boot it up. You'll see it right there. The logo is kind of formatted the same way on how DC Comics' new logo is.
Yeah.
So the logo that you see on screen right now, that logo is no more. So I have to change that logo to the new logo when it gets released, whenever it does. So it's a little. We'll talk about it when it's released publicly. I'm not going to take a picture until I see it onto the forums and I can just steal it properly there. But the new logo we'll talk about next week or whenever they get around to releasing it. I'm not really sure. But, I mean, yeah, the forums for me have been chill a little bit. I haven't found anything that I really wanted to talk about besides the PS4 release day, launch day fiasco. And if you don't know about video game console, especially console releases, and I found this out with the Wii U, but I've kind of known about it beforehand. When there's a difference between, and Sword did an amazing post that Meps kidnapped, by the way. There's a difference between launch day and launch window. Launch day is, of course, games coming out that specific day when the console releases that you can pick up on the spot. Launch window is the day that the console launches, about maybe 3 to 6 months. That's the launch window. You definitely saw that when the Wii U came out. They had this whole launch window of games coming out through like the middle of 2013, which I don't even think we've still seen Bayonetta 2. Just saying. I don't have a Wii U because I don't want it. But with the launch window, It's going to be huge for the PlayStation 4, just like it's going to be huge for the Xbox One. So just understand that there's going to be a difference between launch day and in the launch window. Launch doors. Let's call them launch doors. We can go with that. I don't mind it one bit. So, thank you, forums, for at least being somewhat calm. The one thing I will speak about the forums is when you're on the forums and talking about stuff, when you're on the forums, there are descriptions for each section. And the way to see these descriptions are to just highlight over the names, like highlight over developer discussions, mouse over it, and a little box pops up saying what that thread is about. Don't come onto the testing feedback talking about a bug that doesn't pertain to the test server. Don't come onto the test server or the testing feedback and ask about suggestions that really doesn't pertain to what's being tested. So there have been multiple times, and if you have a bug, don't post it into Gotham City. Post it into the Arkham section. Yes, the devs do read the posts or read the threads. They're all over the forums. It's nice to have a consensus thought in the right consensus section. Consensus. So having a bug report into the Gotham City doesn't really do it justice when it could be posted into the Arkham section, so the devs could take a look at it and reply officially and trying to go over it. Just a little heads up out there, all right? I'm happy you guys are coming on test server forums and posting, but post about the actual what's being tested. Nothing else.
Well, I can't report that that glitch in Grod Duo.
There's a glitch in Grod?
No, I'm being sardonic, sir.
Don't use words. I have no idea what's going on. I know sarcastic. I don't know. Yeah, sardonic. This is not school. So.
Sorry, I'll try not to be so supercalifragilisticexpialidocious with my verbiage from now on.
There you go, sir. There you go. So, I would be streaming the game right now, but the problem came back. I'm having lag spikes. The issue that we had with Super Patriot earlier in the show, where his audio completely cut out on me, and my audition actually crashed. Well, it didn't crash, it just stopped recording altogether. So I had to stop recording, and all of a sudden Super Patriot came back. So the issue came back. I was having lag spikes. That's what caused it, and I'm still not sure what's actually causing it. It's not the dryer. But you can probably definitely hear the washer, though, and I'm not happy about that. Yeah, I'm closing that door right now, if I can reach it. No. Door. I don't record in a professional setting anymore, and I hate it. I super, super hate it. Okay. No washer love. No. So I do apologize I'm not able to stream again. It's works in progress. I'm not sure what's ever causing this. I'm going to have to clean my computer out officially. Apparently I didn't do a deep clean. So, next up on the format I want to talk about was I want to talk about a day that I was having earlier this week. I log on. I was thinking about streaming, just that. And I log on. I was going to do some feats. I'm going to run some comment, do some feats. Because, by the way, hashtag get Trex 100 skill points. And, by the way, I'm at 96. Can I at least get a round of applause from you, at least? Come on.
Nice.
Thank you.
That's cool, man. About time, but I mean...
Yes, about time. So I mean, I'm pushing the envelope, getting in there, getting my completing some feats, very old feats, by the way. And I log in because I'm wanting to go do some home turf stuff because home turf was still my favorite DLC. I want to get try and finish some feats a little bit. Then, of course, up comes along Splinter Cell from the Revengeancers. Sends me a nice little message. Nice little tell asking me, hey, Trex, how would you like to tank Nexus? Well, my initial response to that is I laughed. And I told him I've never been in there, never done it before, I'm not sure you want to take me. And as soon as I accepted my first mission, he sends me the invite to the raid, and I'm in the raid now. So, with me kicking and screaming and me downloading TeamSpeak 3 and getting onto their TeamSpeak, which was really fun because that was a hoot right there. I'm officially going into Nexus as a tank, and let me just say it was all smiles, and I was triple dog dare to live stream, and so I live streamed for 4 hours.
Yeah, some people don't care how long they look bad. Apparently,
we didn't look bad till the last hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. I don't know, but it was something. It was definitely something. But I can say right now that no, we didn't defeat Cybernetic Luthor. We didn't finish the actual raid. We didn't defeat the last boss. But I'm still putting the badge on my Boy Scout sleeve that I tanked Nexus as a CR-88. Did we wipe on the bosses? Yeah. Did we expect to wipe on the bosses? Hell yeah. For God's sakes, it was my first time. I didn't expect I was going to go in there all clean shaven and nothing bad going to happen. Nothing at all. So, I mean, and at the same time, we took so long because, one, we just kept dicking around. We really were. We were messing around so much. I think it was Splinter who kept activating those little side minions that are stunned. You know which ones I'm talking about. Yeah, he kept... All we heard was a giggle. All we heard was giggling. And then we looked back and there was a red dot following along the hallway. We were like, what is that? And it had to go up there, had to run up there and take care of it. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Oh, Spire Soul. Thank you, Ketsuro. Spire Soul. Spire Soul is just giggling. And he's activating them each one. He's doing each one. And he's like, whoopsie. And we all kept yelling at him. But it was, I have to say, it was a real honor for the Revengers to ask me to do it. I was really happy that I could assist with it. I was really impressed on how well I did with no mods, by the way. Now, I will apologize. I didn't have the weapon or the neck mod because I do have access to those. It was on previous gear, and I never brought them over to the new gear. So that could have been avoided if I was a little bit smarter, but I didn't really think about I was going to be raiding at that time. So I do have them on now, though. I have my absorption adapter and my block thing. So yay me. But I mean, I was really happy. Went in there with no mods, no anything, and took down 3 of the 4 bosses as a CR-88. True, we didn't finish it, but it's all about the enjoyment. We didn't get really stressed either. We didn't. But I mean, I tell you what, man, that Cybernetic Luthor, though, whew. He
starts throwing that shield around, man. You're kind of screwed.
And it sucked too because every time we went in there, I went in there, grabbed all 3 of them. Space Luthor just looks at Super Toad, the healer, looks at Super Toad, and Super Toad's like, "What? What's going on?" and dies. Every time the fight initiated, Super Toad was down, or Splinter went down.
You weren't getting aggro, sir. I had a bunch of people hit me up saying, "Hey, Super Patriot, Trex needs your advice. Trex needs your advice for Nexus." And I told who was it? Decon and Brittany both. I told them both the same thing: get better gear and die less.
I was happy with my gear. I mean, and at the same time, I mean, that's exactly what happened. I would lunge in there. I would have my Inflame on because I took away Inferno. I took away from my normal tanking and adapted. Went in there, inflamed, but they would still just hit them over. So I guess my dominance doesn't beat their willpower. And I'm spec full dominance a little bit here. I do need to respec my skill points though. I still have full points.
You're not gonna be able to bounce those bosses up, man.
I wasn't expecting to bounce them.
I have like almost 1,300, dominance, and I can't pull or bounce them guys.
Nah, I wasn't planning on bouncing them. I just wanted them just to look at me and no one else. But at the same time, boss mechanics, that's how I went with.
Dominance has nothing to do with aggro. Dominance has nothing to do with aggro, Trex.
That's what they keep saying, dominance over willpower.
That's for crowd control effects. That's not for freaking aggro.
See, I just hate the aggro system. I just do. I'm so used to understanding from my MMO days. I understand that there was a stat always for taunting, and this whole every 12 seconds doesn't matter, just use an ability and they're taunted. I just hate it. I just wish there was a stat for it that we can just increase. Because that's what I'm used to. That's what I'd rather have. Just something with a stat. Because I just hate it. But I mean, I went with boss mechanics. They turned around. They did something. I mean, Super Toad could have probably sneezed. And Space Luthor just went, what? Bam. And killed him. But the furthest we've gotten was first shield. And we survived the first shield phase. And we survived that. That was my mark. I'm like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay. So
Decon in the chat trying to be cute. Yeah, don't do it in PvE phase around the shifty villain. That's how. No, I had my meet and greet last week, and
I remember.
Little bastard, freaking, I'm dueling people out there in front of the Coliseum, and as soon as I get done fighting, all of a sudden, bam, I'm dead, from a freaking ad over there, because Decon went over there and aggroed it and brought it over to me. Little douchebag.
Good job. But, like I said, I might not have been able to finish the raid, but dealing with the first 3 bosses and even the trash was a breeze as a CR88, and I stand by it that for the people asking for the 88 plus, the 98 plus or whatever, go to hell. I don't care. I tank Nexus. And I will go into Paradox Wave maybe one day. I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm going to do it yet. Good night, Dreadwolf. And yay, Sweden. Nice. Love our EU guys. but I don't want a mod. I just don't. I don't want a mod.
You're gonna have to, man, if you want to get into this seriously. I mean, because honestly, the main reason why, you can get past the first 3 boss fights. You can get all the way up to the last boss fight as a tank, so long as you're competent in what you're doing. All right. With that last boss fight, though, you need more.
I feel that I honestly feel that the modding is a handicap. For me, it's actually literally handicapping my experience with the game. Because one, I hate professions. I did it for 5 years in World of Warcraft. I did it all. I grinded all of them to the max. And I am tired. The fact that you didn't have to do professions in WoW was okay. You didn't have to do it. It was not even a handicap. It wasn't. If I didn't have something enchanted, it wasn't that big of a deal. But with the modding here, especially trying to get your CR up, I don't want to go farm it. And yes, I have the choice to go buy it for an outrageous amount of cash that is just the inflation in this market, the overpricing. Yeah, it's so horrible. But I just don't. I don't want a mod. I just don't. Even if I have to go out there and buy it, I just don't. I don't want a mod. So I'm gonna go as far as possible without modding, because that's how I want to play the game. And if that means that I can't go into those raids, then so be it. Rating to me is
It's
not
not
that.
a handicap though, man. It's not a
It is.
handicap
It
though, man.
really
It's no,
for me as a player, it
it's
is.
a boost.
No, it's handicapping my experience playing the game because I will do everything. I'd rather PvP than mod. Huh? That's it right there. I'd rather PvP than mod.
You should be PvPing also because there's feats in PvP.
I know. I'm getting there. I just bought Joker, and so I got that feat. Didn't even get Donna Troy. I finally just picked up the home turf mods. I got the weapon and neck because technically they're the free ones. I don't want to use the boosts. And that's the thing. I got the choice whether or not to use the boosts. And I honestly feel that when the app comes up and if we're able to inspect and people look at my gear and laugh at me because I don't have everything modded, I'll laugh at them back. It's like, I'm playing my way, sucker. Now, the only thing that will handicap me because I don't mod is probably because I don't have these raid guides on my YouTube channel. That's the only downside for me for my ego because I don't want to mod in this game. It handicaps me for going to these raids and doing a proper guide for them. But if that means I just can't do a guide for that thing, it's like, that's fine. Super Patriot has one. Go watch his channel. That's literally how I'm going to take it because Wave and Nexus for me is not that important. I have Sons of Trigon. I can get my gear that way, and if I miss on doing a Nexus Wave, Nexus and the Wave raids for doing video guides, and so be it. I'll come back to it when I have a CR at 150 or whatever, and just come back and do it. Because I think
you're not going to get the traces in time or the time traveler stuff he's done.
And
that's where the better gear's dropping at too, is in Wave and Nexus.
And that's also another thing with gameplay for me as well. I don't even care for the stuff that drops in there. I gather the gear and then I gather my tier gear, and if I get the tier gear and I'm in these raids and something drops that's better for it, sweet. If not, I don't care. I got my tier gear. I'm not competing with anybody in the game but myself. And so far, myself is pretty laid back. Especially on a PvE standpoint. It's probably why I'm really bad at PvP. I have no competitive streak whatsoever. I am not a competitor. That's why I commentate. If you can't fight, commentate. Probably would have got my butt whooped in school if I did that. But I was really happy with Nexus. If the Revengeancers or whoever want to do raid and invite me in, I'm down. I'll Trex wipe the whole damn thing. That's what I do. But this is actually a pretty short show. I was expecting it to be longer.
Why? Well, probably would have been, but I mean, you get distracted by what you're doing in the live stream, on the game. You get, distracted by, the chat.
Chat didn't distract me enough. I'm really sad about that.
What's up? You guys are failing Trex.
I mean, if you guys have any questions or anything, please go for it. No mods, no invite. Then so be it. Most of the time, people invite me to groups and raids and stuff because they're like, "Hey, you're gonna stream us? You're gonna record us? Hey, when can I be in your video?" It's like whatever. Oh, the name expirations. Oh, I didn't even reply. Yeah, I stayed away from that thread. I didn't even read your thread, Dave. I'm sorry. I stayed away as much as possible. I got the email from BioWare because I'm still on their mailing list because of my Star Wars days. And the name expiration thing, it's a tricky demon. It's really tricky. BioWare is, in my eyes, with this move that they're doing with the whole name expirations, it's kind of a damn if you do, damn if you don't kind of situation.
Now, what game are they doing that for?
Star Wars: The Old Republic.
Okay.
Star Wars: The Old Republic is going to pretty soon, I think, is going to start. You'll get an if depending on how long, if you're active sub or an active player, or however long or whatever, they're going to kind of get rid of your name. Kind of like how we did with the mega servers. You're gonna get a name change token. You can change the name and everything. That's pretty much what BioWare's doing.
Now, how exactly are they doing that though? Because was it them that I was reading about? They were like they're going to notify the player.
Yeah, they're notifying the player.
Okay, and
they are
they're
notifying.
Going to give them the option of keeping the name or something like that, or
yeah. Let me actually go to their website because I actually want to make sure I get the information right. Oh, name expiration. Alright. So, that's just the suggestion. It's not the actual thing. Poopy. Oh man, can't even find the link. Dave, is the link in there? In your thread? I know I got the message, I just can't find it. But I mean, yeah, they're giving you an email telling you that your name is going to be changed. Luckily, not many people really go by Trexlight, and if they do, I can publicly say, hey, that's not me. Definitely not me, because I don't play Star Wars anymore. And if I did, I would make sure to tell people, because it's like I don't want to play by myself. But Magician on the forums brought this to the DCUO plate, wanting it changed on DCUO. We could take a book from there. It's like, hey, if Super Patriot is no longer playing, it's been like 6 months or whatever, however long the time frame is, and someone else wants to be named Super Patriot, you would get an email, and you would have, I think you have like so much time to log in, and say you're inactive or whatever, you're an active player or whatever. I'm not really sure, because once again, I'm sorry, I can't find the email. I was really mad. But let's bring it over to the DCO. And I'm not really for it on Star Wars, and I'm not really for it for DCUO. I still have my name characters in World of Warcraft. Would Blizzard do the same thing? Blizzard hasn't. But you never know. I'm sorry, it's an MMO. It's an ever-growing beast. It's a thing that's always there until the server shut down. If it's 3 years in time, I decide to go back onto Star Wars: The Old Republic, I should be able to go back onto my character, and boom, my character name should be there. But it's also on the flip side. I completely understand where they're coming from as well, that new players are coming in, these characters haven't been logged in like a year, it's pretty much wasting the name. And someone else wants to use the same name, and they're a new active subscriber. Well, it also comes down to the point of, hey, what happens if they stop playing? And then you, the original owner, wants to come back and you want that name again, but your name has been changed. Will you have access to come back to that name? Try and get your name back if that person's not active anymore? It literally falls into the lines of damn if you do, damn if you don't. So for me, I would not be okay with it. I really wouldn't, because like I said, World of Warcraft has been around, I think, almost coming up to 10 years. I still have my characters, all their names. I've been playing for 3. I've been playing for 3 years, so if I want to hop on, my character name better be there. Maybe names expires for tunes CR40 and lower? No. God, no. No, no. Secret identity surnames. Maybe. Even then, I mean, if the person stops playing, and that, yeah, at the same time, I mean, Star Wars does have the legacy names, so legacy names could still stay active. I don't know that. I mean, that right there. Now you're just. I feel like you're maybe possibly splitting hairs, but that's something on the lines of developers have to talk to customer support and try and get stuff to clear. Because for me, I wouldn't be okay with it as a player. I really wouldn't. Especially on Star Wars, if my legacy name goes away, I'll be mad. Super mad. But I mean, it's still a very popular thread being talked about too. It was such a hot button issue. Because I mean, everybody. I mean, I will say I didn't read your original post, but I did peek in on some pages, and people were getting furious and really passionate about it, and I didn't want any part of that. What's your thoughts on it?
I mean, honestly, I mean, I would hate for a tune that I've been using for a while or I've had for a while. As an active player, I would hate for that. But I mean, if it's a tune that if it's an account that has not been active for a long time, then I don't see really an issue with it. I really don't. Simply only because, I mean, yeah, I mean, if the names, should, stick with a person. But at the same time, if it's a dead account, it's a dead account. You know? I mean, if somebody, got on, when you still had to pay $60 for the disc, all right, and they tried for that first 30 days, and all of a sudden, they were like, I don't want to pay for this and all that, because I mean, let's face it, this game did not have a smooth launch. This game did not have a smooth first three or 4 months, to be honest with you. Update 3, anybody?
Yeah.
So, I mean, a lot of people probably stopped playing at that time, and maybe some of them came back, maybe some of them didn't. But let's face it, those of us that were here at launch, we got first dibs on some of the best names that you could come up with in the game. I think at server merge, I only had 2 tunes that ended up getting the No Man's Land prefix at the end, or initials at the end of their name, and that was it. So I was able to come up. I came up with some original names for my tunes, and they were able to stick because I was active on those. For others and all that, I mean, there are other people that are more active on those, and all power to them. That's fine. I'm fine with that. But yeah, I mean, some people, got some names, they're holding on to here, and they probably haven't played since the first year. They probably haven't played since the hack, and they probably won't again. So I think for dead accounts, I don't really have an issue with this. For people that take a couple months off and then come back, yeah, obviously that they should not lose their names. So that's why I like the way BioWare is doing it. They're contacting the player and they're like, hey, your account hasn't been active for 8 months or a year, and we're going to change the name. We're going to take your names off, give you like a random numbers name or whatever, and free the name up. So I mean, if DCUOs do it like that, I wouldn't really have an issue with that. Because let's face it, I mean, there's been how many? I'm trying to think. How many Blue Beetles have there been?
That's true.
Yeah. I mean, it's just another hero or another villain taking up that mantle. That's all it is. Yeah, look at it like that.
And they're having a lot of XXX superhero XXXXXXX.
I'm talking about in the comics. I mean, how many Blue Beetles have there been? Like three?
There's about three. Yeah.
Yeah. How many Flashes have there been?
Don't go there.
Yeah.
That's a
But
family.
you
That's different.
but yeah, but you see what I'm saying though. All right, as you know, the name is passed down. All right, because one of them retires, one of them doesn't isn't an active hero anymore, so the name's passed down. So I mean that's one way DC could look at it and approach it. If that account hasn't been active for a year or 2 years, that free the name up.
When I start playing DCO PC, I started playing on launch date. January 24th? Why am I got 24th stuck in my head? Wasn't it the 8th? January 8th?
January 11th,
11th.
2011, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when I started playing. I found that about, I think, that December beforehand, just, holy crap. I was like, oh, this is sweet. There are 4 Earth's Green Lanterns. It's okay. There's only 4. And they all have different... They don't even go by Green Lantern. They go by their real names. So, ha 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 ha.
Well, Hal went by his first name, or went by the Green Lantern name.
That's true. John decided he wanted fame, or he wasn't afraid of the fame and popularity, and so was Guy. And I don't think Kyle even cared. But I mean, like I said, I that's why I didn't really touch upon it, because I understand both parties. For me as a player, I wouldn't want it done, but I do understand why it would be. I just wouldn't be cool with it. But that's be for my name. Even if my name wasn't popular, I still would be kind of sad. But I mean, the email thing is definitely a good heads up. I'm not sure what would qualify. It's like, hey, you gotta play a week, or you keep your name, or something. However, how many hours? I'm not really sure, but we'll have to see what DCO decides to do. I feel it's going to be definitely a customer support, customer service issue if they decide to do it, just like BioWare. And I mean, BioWare just needs to be prepared, because this is a double-edged sword. You're going to get the people that like it, and a lot of people who are going to hate it. I'm talking about like a lot of people, like maybe 10 out of the 20 who play the game. Just wasn't fun.
Because that game died down fast, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I know they got those microtransactions in there, and you were like, "Fuck you."
Yeah. Yeah, it was.
I gotta pay $5 so I can not have my head style on. What?
Yeah, that still burns me.
You do not understand how upset Trex was over that. I had to sit here and listen to him for about 2-3 weeks, going off about that. So, yeah.
People try not to tell me. I tried to get people not to talk to me about it. It still rubbed me the wrong way. Still did. Alright, so Game Update 31 is still on the test servers right now. Again, I would have been streaming from there if I didn't have these issues pop up. I still don't know what the issues are. So, maybe I can just wipe my system. Just wipe the whole thing and just start fresh. Sounds like a good weekend, right?
May have too much on there.
I mean,
may have too much on there.
I mean, I look at them all the time too, and she's not nowhere full. Yeah, I mean, she's got 12 gigs free. That's the main C drive. I mean, it's a small drive anyways because it's my SSD.
Maybe she's got a lot running at the same time. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, my processing it's literally this is the XSplit core that runs the actual program that runs high, but then this VH Multi-Writer extension 2. That's apparently like the local program, the local record program that runs behind XSplit. I don't know why it's there. It just pisses me off even more. But then, of course, I got like Audition and Firefox and Skype and Flash Player, and those are the ones that are really that are the big ones. And of course, DCUO takes up like 600,000 memory. It's not my biggest fan. Aiden did help you break your computer. I do remember that. So, I just gotta... Open Broadcaster software is the OBS. I have heard of it. I have looked at it, and it's not for me. What XSplit delivers in features is honestly it's a lot better than what OBS can do. And yeah, OBS is definitely an open source program. But if it could do the same stuff that XSplit could do, then I would go for it. But the service that I would get from XSplit is definitely... I mean, I've already paid for my license, and I mean, I love the program still. I'm not even sure if XSplit's even the problem. I don't even think it is. It might be something with my computer. Which should be sad. Sad, sad, sad. It might be Audition. Never even thought about that. Might be Skype. Damn Skype. But, anyways, we'll end the show there. Me complaining about my computer more. Because I love it. But, be sure to find us on Facebook and the Twitter at DCO SourceCast. Super Patriot, where can we find you?
You can find me, of course, at youtube.com/thedicehOuse. You can also find me on Facebook at facebook.com/thedicehOuse. And I'm also on the Twitter at the Dice House there. Trex, where can we find you?
You can find me over at youtube.com/Trexlight. Also on the Facebook /Trexlight. And definitely on Twitter at This Is Trex. You can also find me on Instagram at Trexlight. I'm on Instagram. I don't do anything on Instagram. I'm sorry.
Know. That might not be pretty.
Well, if I take selfies, it's with a comic book, so you know, it's lean and mean and it's awesome and nerdy. I'm trying to go on Instagram. Should we give out should we give out our Google Plus pages?
Well, it's just plus Trexlight and plus the Dice House, isn't it?
Yeah, that's all it is. Google Plus, social media we'll never use because we don't use it. But thank you all so much for tuning in, and we will see you guys next week. Once again, FNL Tour Olympus Games is next Friday, November 8th. You can still sign up by going over to Challenge. I did do a selfie with a cheese box. You can still sign up over at, challenge.com/Olympus Games?
Yes.
Oh, neat. I guessed. 7 more teams can sign up, folks. Be sure to get your spots in before November 7th. And it's going to be... I just realized it's going to be one hell of a long show next week. Unless they can like pop them out fast. Man, it's definitely going to be a long
Do what now? I'm sorry, what'd you just say?
It's going to be a long episode next week, isn't it?
Possibly, depending on how long the matches go.
Yeah, we're going to need everyone not to bring their A game until, like, the semifinals and the finals. just trying to, like, blow through it early on so we can get it going. And Michael Grid had a great Halloween lair, by the way. It was a really, really happening Halloween lair. All right, dog's barking because he wants to be let out.
Dog is barking because the game's over. Brittany says you do selfies with Cheez-It boxes.
I do. Because I'm the cheesiest guy ever. I am so cheesy. And actually, I can take a picture right now if you want because I got a box with me. Because they are good. Now I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to do it live. So, let me get my picture going. Because I got a front camera on my phone, which is beast. Live from FNL, just or FNL from the SourceCast. Cheesies, Cheez-Its. There you go. It's gonna be posted on Twitter in a moment. My webcam is not plugged in. I don't plug my webcam in. It's weird. And it comes out backwards. I hate this picture sometimes. Alright guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next week. Have fun in the game out there. Stay tuned for any live streams I do. Be sure to follow my Twitter. And Super Patriot, we need to go and get you prepared for the whole live stream game. Cannot wait for you to start doing some stuff on your PlayStation 4.
Yes.
Listen to him. Just,
I'm over here doing my drumming my fingertips together.
Yes.
Thinking about it.
Me too. Good. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys next week.
Y'all take care.
That's it. Game's over. Step along, nothing to see. Get going before my good mood wears off.